Alright, so today I'm pretty excited about what we're going to do. We're going to do an April Fool's Phantom Sealed. It's kind of like a one-day event, and what they do is they give you 10 different booster packs of random sets, essentially, and then you have to build a sealed pool. So it's super skill intensive. It's going to be super hard, but it's going to make it super fun. So we're going to build a bunch of different decks and look at trying to find the best one, and there's almost no way we're going to find the best deck unless we're very lucky. Um, I don't even know if I'll know all the cards, but I'll certainly try my best. And definitely going to have to use it all the time. And it's going to be just a good sealed exercise to try to maximize power in a powerful format. Having obviously this many packs makes it more powerful. Um, but, when you have the most powerful sealed deck, when it's Theros sealed or whatever sealed format it is, you really want to play around with the options, try to find the most power for your buck, and sometimes that includes finding synergies, which will make your deck even more powerful. And so we're obviously going to try for all of that. So we're going to get going here, probably just 15 seconds. Um, so I guess my plan for this is we're going to sort by rarity first. I don't really know what sets these are, but let's just get going here. So we have, well, this card is excellent. Um, apparently it's 8 packs, not 10 packs, sorry, but they'll still be pretty powerful. So Beguiler of Wills, great rare. I have Morph Creatures, Forgotten Ancient, okay. My rares for the most part are pretty bad. But Beguiler of Wills is excellent. Let's kind of look through these here. Alright. So I'm going to sort by color and just kind of see what I can figure out from this. So in green, we've got some elf shenanigans. I guess this is a tribal set. Spirit, more elves, just a solid card. Tree folk dude. Alright, so green looks fine. It's got a lot of meat, which is what you expect from green, but nothing exciting. Certainly no removal like green sometimes has had in recent sets. Let's take a look at, wow, red is really deep. We have to scroll down. This guy is pretty bad. Goblin Slitter is quite good. Spark Spray is okay. This card's a pretty good combat trick. Crush Underfoot, okay. A lot of Master Skill is a card I like. If we have any wizards, it's extremely powerful. And otherwise, just having a pinger is great. I remember this card being insanely good in Avacyn Restored. I mean, the format was really bad. It's probably going to be worse when people can interact, but it's still quite a good card to look out for. Harvest Pyre is a pretty good card. This guy gives you extra goblins when a goblin dies, potentially off the top of your deck, but it's unlikely that's going to be good. This guy's removal, obviously going to be great. Shamans? No, elementals. Equal number of elementals in your graveyard. I doubt that's going to be a thing. Curse of the Nightly Hunt, Misguided Rage, not a card. Thatcher Revolt, probably not a card in this format because it really revolves around synergy. Erdwall Ripper is a pretty good one. It looks like our red is pretty solid, and we have multiple morph creatures, which are quite good. Skirk Outriders, the beast one, yeah. Rack with Madness, also quite good. This card doesn't do anything. This doesn't do anything. I remember Scourge of Gare Reach being quite good. Tornifire could be good. Deals damage equal to the highest permanent you have. Burn at the Stake is really good if you can cast it. I know Markov Warlord's good. So our red is quite solid. Has a lot of removal, that kind of thing. Cabal Interrogator is quite excellent, especially when no one's really doing powerful things. Let's see if we have any other stuff in black. Smother is obviously excellent. Corpse Lunge is okay. Demonic Taskmaster is quite the card if you can use it effectively. Soul Cage Fiend is fine. What's this return? Zombies? Maybe that's good. Alright. Our black looks like we have some good ones there as well. Alright. Let's see. Blue. We have Things that make things unblockable. Divination, which is obviously a nice one. Illusion. Some random dude. Stitch Drake is quite good. Inspired Sprite's quite good. Kenai Aven. Fencer Cleek. Mist Raven. Mist Raven's great. We also have Beguiler of Wills, which is, I think, the best card in our pool. It's not too close, I don't think. Let's see what we have in blue. This card's quite good. Gives protection from your creature, or gives protection from a color, and if you clash and win, you get it back. Dragon Scales is pretty good. This card's pretty good. That one's pretty good. This card's fine. Rebuke, killing an attacking creature is fine. Stonebrook Schoolmaster, kind of a lot worse when you don't have tap effects, etc. What do we have here? Okay, so it looks like just kind of a lot of flyers in white, which makes sense. Yeah, white looks fine. This card's quite good. There's not anything that I'm in love with here. You have Banishing Stroke, which is actual removal. I think red and blue have our best cards, so I'm just going to try to build a red-blue deck. Oh, we do have Kessig Wolfrun, too. Which obviously the card's insane. And a Traveler's Amulet. So I'll consider that as well. I don't think green is really playable. Doesn't really do that much. But let's put in our... I'll just put this in for now. I don't know how many goblins we'll have. Let's put in our red and... It's playable. Red and blue cards first. Don't know if that's playable. Probably not. I don't think this is going to be... This is too expensive. Alright. Searing Flesh was a good aggressive card in the format where they were basically at 13. They just didn't know it at the start of the game. But I don't know if this is going to be the format for it. Crafty Pathmage could be good with things like Interflame Acolyte, make it unblockable, and then put it on. It's a wizard for Lavamancer's skill, and it also is really good with Skirt Commando, because it can kill creatures off. So, I guess I'll include this for now. A lot of our cards are super playable here. I don't think Goblin Sledder is good. I don't think this is good. This one's excellent. I don't think this is good. I don't think this is good in our deck. Our mana is pretty bad in this deck, but that's okay. If it's strong enough, it's worth it. And also, some of our creatures have Morph, so that makes it a bit better. We have a lot of... This is cycling, which helps. We have a lot of 4s. Roar of the Crowd's not playable. Torn of Fire, I'll deal 4 or 5 damage. I think that's fine. 5 mana, deal 4 or 5 is perfectly acceptable. Do I want... This is another 5-drop. Like... Maybe, but it's a lot worse than everything else. Probably not. I think something like this would be what red-blue looks like. And if I want, I could splash. Although it's less exciting. If I play black-red, the Kessig Wolfrun becomes more enticing because I also have a Vidmarsh. So that's suddenly 3 sources. Okay, so blue. This deck looks fine. It's a little light early on plays. If I look at like removal, I'm just gonna sort it like this. So we have 1, 2, 3. I'll call this like 3.5. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 removal spells is not bad, and it's got a lot of action. So I actually quite like this deck. Let's put the blue back and see what the black looks like with red. Also, we don't have to play red. Like, if black gives us enough stuff, we can always play blue black as well, which I think you know could also be good. So we should take a look at it. I think these are our three best colors, and it's not particularly close. Let's put in this, this, this for now, this for now. I don't think I'm gonna have enough zombies to make that worth it, so I won't include it for now. This one is creature types. I'm not gonna have enough to make that good enough. Let's see, this one's great. This is quite good. I don't think I have enough fairies to make pepper smoke worth it. Okay, so here, and also if we wanted to splash a green card, we could, but I don't think anything's really truly worth that. So, what would I cut? Fairy Wizard. I don't think that does anything. I mean, it's a 3/2 flyer for 5, which is not the worst. It's also not good. Yeah, I don't have any ways to trigger it, really. This deck looks okay. Again, how much removal do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also I think we lose most of our wizards here. Lavamancer's skill. Yeah, the deck doesn't do a ton. I think this is a lot worse than the red-blue deck. Just because we're losing a lot of late game power, and we're not gaining a whole lot early on. So let's set the red aside for now. So I think the red is quite good, but let's see if there's a blue-black deck, because we get the Beguiler. Burning the Stake's also worse in this deck. I think we just have less random guys, and our mana gets worse. So if we go here, now suddenly Nightshade Schemers is quite good. I don't think we'll play this in this deck. This is more like a mid-range control deck. And let's see, do I need to play anything else? At this point, how many fairies do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fairies. And 5 if I turn this into a fairy. It's like almost enough to make Pepper Smoke good, although who knows if Pepper Smoke's good in the format. So all these creatures are so random. Like, I have a decent number of X1s, but I'm not really sure if that's true of these sets or not. I'd rather leave this on the sidelines, I think. So what do we have here? I think we have a deck where we have quite a bit of late game punch. Obviously, we have a lot of 4-drops, etc. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, like maybe 4 ways to interact with opponents. We're a little low there, but we have a lot of flyers. If we can gum up the ground, it's quite good. Can we do so? Not totally convinced either way. This card is really good in the deck, just because we don't have that many 2-drops. You just slam a 4/3 on turn 3, and it kind of holds the ground. Eventually, just trade it off and play something else. It's also good with our Executioner. Yeah, this deck looks fine. Can we look at other options? Probably. Okay, so looking at green, it just doesn't do anything that the other colors don't do. It doesn't go over the top, and like I have 5-drops. Like, this guy's good. He's a 5/5 for 5. But I don't even know what I would pair green with. I guess red, technically. But I don't think it makes any sense. If I look at the white, what would white go with? Maybe like a white-blue Flyers deck? Then we lose all the nice black spells to stay alive at the early game. but let's take a look at it. I still think red-blue is our front runner. But let's see here. So this is not playable. This is pretty good. This one's fine. So we basically just add all the flyers and see what happens. This card can stop the ground. Alright, so what do we have here? No 2-drops, that's a really bad sign. Bunch of 3-drops, but only a couple defensive ones, and the rest are flyers. And then just a bunch of flyers here. Yeah, this deck doesn't catch up from behind. And although it has a lot of flyers, like there's no way to really punch through. So I don't think the white really adds anything. Has a couple good cards in it, but nothing else. I think our blue is still really good. Let me look back at the blue-red again. So here, did we have another card in blue-red that we wanted to play? Yeah, I think it was this one. Just to get our guys through. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but it's okay with the flyers to get through their flyers. And again, it's really good with this guy. It's good with this guy. It's good with this guy the first time. Yeah, it's probably good enough. Oh, it's really good with this. Yeah. Yeah, this definitely makes a spot. Alright, so I'm curious to how many wizards we have. Just because. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're never putting it on that. So we have like 3 wizards for Lavamancer skill, but hopefully just pinging once is enough. And it combos with our other pinging effects and kills all X ones. So I think this still makes the cut. And if I ever put it on... Oh man, if we put it on Inspired Sprite, when you cast a wizard spell, untap it so you ping twice. I mean, it wouldn't really happen very often because we don't have many wizards, but that would be living the dream. Wonder if this is good. So you may activate abilities of creatures you control as though those creatures had haste. So it's good with this. It's not good with that, really. It's pretty good with this. And it also untaps creatures, which is kind of nice. Some utility there. It's obviously good with that to cycle. It's obviously insane with this. And it probably doesn't make the cut. And let's make sure we're not missing any kind of rare type cards. Alright. So, quick look back through red, blue. I don't think we're missing much. And I think our curve looks quite nice. We looked at everything. We have 2-drops. We have morphs, and we have a curve. We have a ton of 4-drops. Our mana is split very even. I think in this deck, kind of want to play a Traveler's Amulet just because we have even amounts of colors. I mean, I do have a couple 2-drops, but this guy normally is going to be a 3. So my only true 2-drop is Exterminator. So because of that, kind of just want to include an amulet. Because I have double blue, double red, and it can fix for the color I'm missing. I also have triple red. And definitely can't play Keswick Wolfriend. So we already have a powerful deck, and we have a lot of mana commitments. So this looks pretty solid. If I play 7/7, it gives me kind of, or sorry, 8/8. It gives me 9 sources of each with the amulet, which seems much better than a 9/8, because I don't even know which way I would go. Look, the mana base is just kind of a mess. That being said, I think the deck is quite powerful. I think this is what we want to go with. So 8 in on these guys. Ooh, those are quite ugly, but we'll survive. And sure, I think this is what I'm going to submit, guys, after looking at everything. Alright, so we're on the draw. We've kept our hand. Not a great hand, but fine if we draw lands, and not good enough to mulligan. Or not bad enough to mulligan, sorry. If we look at this here, I'm probably going to need to wait to morph this on turn 3, even if I miss my land drop, unless he plays it something super threatening that I need to trade with. I can't really imagine that happening. I will run this out on turn. Let's see. Yeah, that's not threatening enough, I don't think. We hit our land drop anyways. So I think here we'll just pass. This here is not turning anything on quite yet, so slowing us down by making this our turn 3 and turn 4 play, I think is fine. It's also white-blue, so he's going to have trouble just removing this from play. And we have ways to interact and eventually just take over the game with Beguiler. So we just need to slow him down, and our morph creature is a good way to do that. That card is disgustingly good. Alright. So he's a soldier theme deck, huh? I think what we have to do is kill the Sense Tactician if he goes to pump. If he doesn't go to pump, then we can just take it. Like, let's say he just attacks for 2 here, whatever. Alright. Then what we can do is just pass. Alright, so here I think we attack and then use our Skirk Marauder when he goes to pump his guy, and then next turn we can rack with Madness the Sense Tactician. Like, it's kind of bad if he has another trick, but not a whole lot we can do about that. Also, this Beguiler is going to be great if he doesn't play another creature next turn. Maybe we just run this out there and start taking over the game with it. And I think it's worth the risk to attack, and when he goes to pump this, I think it's worth the risk of, oh, well, that's a blowout. Well, I think I have to Bone to Ash it. So we lose a turn on our flipping, but he didn't get to use his Tactician, so it's not that big a deal. Let's see. So yeah, this is fine. Basically, I think our plan is just to get this online. Like, we're going to take some damage. I don't even know if I need to flip this yet. Well, we found another target. If I hit a land drop, I think I play Beguiler and start taking his creatures. And if I don't hit a land drop, I think I just kill... I'd probably just kill the guy. Anyways, so this is a pretty important turn, because if I just play Beguiler, he's tapped out. I'm going to take 7, though. But then I can take this. I can just trade. I can kill this next turn and chump. Yeah, that's good enough, I think. I just want to get this into play. It takes over the game. I also have rack, so if I can play Beguiler, take this next turn, rack a creature, or just flip this up, kill this, chump, kill a creature the following turn. Yeah, that's better. Like, we lose short-term advantage, but unless he does like a mass pump spell or something, this is going to be way better. Additionally, if I do draw one more land next turn, then I'm going to be able to flip this and block. Alright, so I guess he's going to tap out this turn because he wouldn't attack, otherwise he would just pump his guy. But we obviously can't block his 1/1. So going to 6, which is a little precarious. Alright. Didn't draw creature. Or didn't draw land, sorry. But let's see. So the problem is if I tap out to do this, if I like block and then shoot the Moon Heron, it's actually probably fine. If I go to play a creature and try to steal the Moon Heron, he has a pump spell. It's pretty bad for me. If I cast Rack with Madness, it's okay. If I just take the Sense Tactician right now, then I can take the Inquisitioner next turn. Let's just try that. If he also plays a pump spell, I have flash creatures. Alright. So I think I need to flip this, but I think I need to wait until his turn. I just do it right now. He has a pump spell. He untaps. He has all that mana. It's worse. If I wait till his turn, he has a pump spell. It's probably going to be like a +2 pump spell in white-blue. Or he just doesn't have any tricks. I don't know. Maybe I just try this right now. What if he goes to bounce my guy? That's actually likely. If he goes to bounce my guy, then I can get him. So I think I just want to wait. Because it looks like that's going to be lethal. So he probably would. Like, he would obviously just snap off any spell to kill this. And then we get value out of it. I think we just block. I think we have to try this. If he has a double pump spell, it's kind of bad for us, and we probably misplayed. But he didn't try to pump before, which makes me think he doesn't have it, because I think he would have gone for it. Like, he's falling very far behind. Yeah. I think it's better to kill off a creature and then start stealing. Unless I can draw. So if I can draw a land, I can play Crafty Path Mage, steals creature. If he tries to do something and responds, I can play Dewdrop Surprise so that Big Either resolves for sure. Like if he bounces a creature or something along those lines. So I think that's going to be the best play here. Let's just try this. Let's go like this. And let's just try to gain control of this right now. Alright. Apparently we can attack. At this point, he's going to need something really good to win this one. He's just basically dead to a mountain too. If we can just cast Burn at the Stake, the game ends. I mean, we don't really need to, but it's nice to have that option. Alright, I might as well cast this. Random, he's drawing a random 3/3, okay. So here, I guess just hold this up. Cast Inspire Sprite EOT. Because he has some flash creatures and things. Pretty sure it's over. Okay. Let me think about what we're going to do next game. I think I'm going to go ahead and just cast this so he dies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he just seems like a, white blue aggro deck. What if he has bird themes? That'd be sweet. There was that tribal set where there were like birds that comboed, so it'd be pretty interesting. Okay, do I want to change anything? Obviously our deck worked out pretty well. This is not as good when we're racing. Do I want something else? Let's see. Most of these other cards don't really do anything, is the problem. Maybe I just want an early drop. If I just put in... He does have that... This cycles. I think I want this because he played the 1-drop, which is just so good. And if we just draw this later and we can't use it, that's fine. We'll just cycle it. I think that's good. Alright. The Bone Dash was great. Stopping his flash creature was insane. Kind of sucked that we had to do it on turn 4 because we had plans, but we didn't lose our Marauder, which was pretty important. What if he can beat Stitch Drake? Didn't really look like it. This card's just so enormous. I would say these are Woosian lands, because if you've ever seen Travis Wu play a game of Magic, he just loves his whiteboarded lands. I personally think they're aesthetically displeasing, but what can you do? there's a chance he's just switching to a different deck. Because when you have this many cards, it's quite easy to do so. Like, we could theoretically switch in different decks, but I think they're just objectively less powerful. Like, we don't have decks where they're, like, super close, but then they're better against certain archetypes, I don't think. I think this just has our best cards. So, unless something really weird happens, we're probably not going to switch out of red-blue. I remember about a year ago, they did something similar to this, and in between some games, I would just completely switch to an entirely different deck, and obviously it's a very powerful strategy. But not every pool gives you that option, and I don't really think this is one of those. Maybe we'll get some of this Ancient Grudge, although it doesn't really look like it. Seeing as we have one artifact in our pool and it's a rare. And it's a tribal format, it seems to be. Kind of weird that we have nothing tribal at all. Ooh, draw a 2-drop. It's pretty exciting. Now I wish we had the Crafty Path Mage to get our guy through, but you can't have it all. This guy's not even very likely to hit, but if he does, it's quite good. Okay, so he doesn't have his 1-drop, which is nice. This is also a combo. If we attack with these, he's going to block this, so then this gets through. If I really need to kill a creature. Chances are we're just going to set up our board, though, and then cast Markov Warlord. Get both of these through. Hit him for a ton of damage. And then win the game from there. There's an argument to just playing this on turn 3. Because I can go like 2-drop, 3-drop. And we have that as well. So just play this. He's going to have to hold back, so this can't hit him. And if we just curve out, like if I play 3-drop here, 4-drop, unmorphed, 5-drop, 6-drop. That's going to be quite a good curve. And if we draw our wizard enchantment pinger thing. Ooh, that's quite annoying. Okay, well, we can't attack, but what I can do is just play my 2-1 so that he has to hold up mana. Number of merfolk you control. Alright. Also, again, if I draw the wizard enchantment, then having this in play has more utility than the exterminator. This card is quite good against us right now. Everything's the next one. Could just play this as a morph, so I can start attacking. Kind of a reasonable option, I think. Ooh. I think we should just do that. If I just kill this right now, then I can attack for 2, and then we get going. And we pray his morph is not the best thing ever. Oh, well. It's fine, but it's not the best thing ever. Pretty good. Samite Healer's always pretty annoying and limited. Just tapping to prevent damage. It's going to be hard to kill it, I think, but if we can whack him for a bunch. Oh my god. I know this is ridiculous. Okay. So he gets a 4/4 every turn starting next turn. That is definitely a problem. I think what we have to do cast Skirk Commando and be able to cast Markov Warlord next turn. So if we can do that, I think we can actually outrace his angels. And if we can't do that, I think we're pretty much dead. That sucks. Alright, well, like I said, we're probably very dead. We have an Ancient Grudge on the board, but don't really know if it's worth bringing in just for that. If we attack with everything, he's going to have to block one of these, though. He probably blocks this. This can deal damage to creatures. Good number of counters. So I can attack for 3. Then I could have... Well, no, I can't play Stitch Drake. I was thinking if I had tapped my mana differently, but that was not true. I don't think it's worth it. I think what we need to do is just pass. We can Warlord next turn, attack with everything. Somehow out-tempo his angels. I'm not quite sure yet. At least this is more beatable than it was in the old format. Like in Avacyn Restored, you literally just couldn't do anything because you can't interact. Like here, there's a small chance of beating it. If he moves this to Angel, he might prevent 1 to himself when I deal all this damage, so that this doesn't grow and then I can kill this. The problem is if he does move this to his Angel, he's still going to have 3 Angels next turn. On the bright side, Beguiler of Wills might still be good enough. Because I just start stealing his angels one at a time, block with those. Yeah, that'd be great. It might be too slow, but I think it would be close. Alright, so I think if we double block here, and he has anything, we just lose the game. So I think what we do, just take 5, and the next turn we can just Warlord him and attack. Hopefully he just plays a creature here. If he holds up the 2/3 Sea Skite, we're just very dead. Alright, so he played a creature, which is very good in the sense that we can get him. What I want to do is, I think, attack with everything, and then he has to move the spear if he wants an angel. So we can deal him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 damage, put him at 8, and kill off the Daru healer. I think that's our best play. These guys can't block. And now he's a little far behind. I mean, he still has the spear, so we're in trouble. And he can hold things back. His best play is probably equip spear to an angel and hold 1 angel back, I think. Attack us for 7. Apparently he agrees. Ooh, Harvest Pyre. Alright, so what can we do here? If I attack with everything, then what are his blocks? He might let this through. And then block here and here. Take 6. What if I just cycle this? So if I cycle this right now, it turns Harvest Pyre on more. It lets me cast Stitch Drake post-combat no matter what, although I'm pretty sure things are going to die. And if I draw Burn at the Stake, he actually just loses. So I think that's enough upside to just get rid of this right now. So we drew Island. Let's see. I think I definitely need to attack with everything. He's definitely going to block this. What is his other block? We have to make sure we don't die on the swing back, obviously. Well, I think I have to attack with everything and then figure out my plays after that. Which is going to be these two, but I have to figure out what they are on. I can't Harvest Pyre right now, so... Oh, this is insanity. Okay, I don't think he made the right blocks there, but whatever. It's good for us. Oh, he has a trick. That's fine. Why didn't you cast that on one of these? Anyways, well, again, I can't complain. So we can kill off this angel. And then what we can do is we can Harvest Pyre the angel beginning of combat. What that makes it do is that you can't move the spear. Although, you know what, I think I should just... I think I need to kill the angel right now. While he's tapped out. He just has too much he could do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Stitch Drake. Removing some guy. And then I can just Harvest Pyre the Angel right now and just block the Moon here. And he'll have an Angel, but we can attack with everything. And then he has to trade off. So I think this makes the most sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. If he spends his whole turn re-equipping Spear, it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, well, that's a problem. That'd be pretty funny if you put on this, and I could turn into a human. A lot of weird interactions in this format. Ugh, that's brutal too. Okay, so what do we need? We still just need Burn at the Stake. Mountain is not Burn at the Stake. So I attack with both of these. Both our creatures are going to die. Let's do anything. So I think we just play this and pass. We have live draws. There's just not too many. Guess he can equip Spear to the Moon Heron. Alright. I'll have to block. Alright, so here's what we have to decide. Do we just put this on top so that I can block next turn? No, because then this can tap my creature. So we just draw for our turn. And that is something. Okay, so I think I need to attack with a Skirt Commando. And the reason I need to attack with this is it's not going to get any better. And if I do so, he's going to definitely trade here. Then I can put Lavamancer's Skill on my Stitch Drake. Whatever he end up Moon Silvering next turn, I can just kill it. And if he goes to combat, I can just kill a creature. And I don't get out tempoed that way. So I definitely want to trade. Alternatively, if I just put this on this turn, kill something, then I can still push this through next turn, maybe. It's kind of tough. Also, if I draw Burn at the Stake, I can just kill him if this is in play. And it forces him to hold things back. So let me just go to attack. So I'll tap this. And then I guess I just skill this. I might put this on top. Yeah, I think no attacks is right. Well, if he has anything, it's really bad. I guess that was already true, though. And this is combat damage? Okay. Oh, not that I could heal the players anyways. Okay, I'm just going to put this on this. And pass the turn. I think I do want a 3/2 flyer. Better than most of my draw steps, I think. It's very likely I'm going to put this on top. Then he can equip spear. But if he equips spear, at least I can block. And if I whiff, then I just lose. Basically get an untap step either way. If I draw like a Skirk Marauder, though, I can just kill the click right now, which I think is better. So even though this is better than the average draw step, I think I have to draw live here because I have to deal with this card. +2/+0 in haste. Doesn't really do anything, but might as well play it and target itself, right? Maybe not. Alright, so attack here. He'll block here and take 4. Maybe he'll block? That seems pretty crazy. Like, if I have it, I have it. We might win by just making him run out of time, though, which is a legitimate option. All right. The only reason I'm not conceding right now is, again, the sort of the timing aspect. Okay, so that card's quite good. Spear is excellent. He does a lot of excellent, so I think this is good. Still, I mean, I could bring an Ancient Grudge for the Spear. I don't think it's worth it, though. It's the only thing we've seen. If I just draw a Grudge, it's really bad. We have other ways to push through damage. I think because he has Spear, though, and all these X ones, I think this is good. Where's my Path Mage? I think I want this. Just cut something else. I think I can cut Bone to Ash. Only because I'm tapping out a lot. And I have a lot of 4s. And his curve's kind of low. So I think this is worse. Some other ones. I'd rather have the 3-drop to push through damage. Alright. that was a really close game. Pretty interesting. Yeah, I like Spear a lot more when you can interact with it. Absent Restored, you just really couldn't do anything, which was embarrassing. This card is so good. It really just kills them. This card's pretty sweet too. I think our deck is quite good actually. Just all around. Alright, so we kept our hand. I think I clicked something and this black box showed up, so I don't really know what that's all about. So, I don't know, I'm just going to play around it, whatever. And if I draw a second mountain, obviously this is great. If I don't, then, ooh, we have the combo. I think if he doesn't play something I can kill with Spark Spray this turn, I'm going to cycle it to try to hit a mountain. Well, I bet this guy wishes this was a real format. Yeah, I can't kill that. What I can do is cycle this and try to hit. Yep, so I think I just have to play this here. Although I have Lavamancer's skill. So maybe I just play Inspire Sprite next turn and then kill his guy. That's got to be way better. Trading this for this is really bad when I'm just going to kill it anyways. Alright, so I think we just pass. Again, I could still attack, but really no reason to. If this is the prevention guy, then that really sucks. But if that is such the case, then whatever. Alright. I think what I do is I cast Divination. And then I think I just put Lavamancer's skill on this and say go. He's going to tap in response, but I'm going to be able to loot. No, he's not going to tap in response. Well, I'm still not attacking, so force him to use his angler. I think I would rather loot because there's a very good likelihood that this is the morph guy. And if it isn't the morph guy, like he's going to flip it up this turn. Otherwise, like if he doesn't flip this up right now, I'll probably do it next turn. But I'd rather just draw a card and discard a card. So he didn't morph it up, so it's probably a different creature. Our hand is stacked as well, which is nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So let's Harvest Pirate this right now. Or even just Skirk Marauder it. No, Harvest Spiring's probably better, I think. So Harvest Pirate for 3. and then just shoot this. And then just play our morph, I think. I don't think I want to play the mountain because I might want to loot it later once I clear the board. Alright. So what I can do is just if I ping this, if I shoot this down and he has the 2-3, it's not that bad because I can just flip this up. So let's kill this. And now I think attack with both creatures. And if he has the 2-3, he'll get to trade this and my flip for it, which isn't really that bad. Or he can trade this for it. That's fine too. Oh, because he thinks it's the commando, which makes sense. So we got some free value there. Alright, our guy's bigger. Might as well, I think, play the flyer. I don't think this is going to get through as quickly. In fact, I might just want to discard this next turn if he doesn't play something else. I don't really want to kill his Mausoleum Guard. So yeah, I think I'm just going to attack for 2 and pass. And we gotta watch our time as well, 'cause we're both almost out of time. Ooh, that changes everything. I think I'll just discard Torn of Fire. So what I can do is shoot this. And then what I can do is play Crafty Path Mage, which untaps our guy. And now I can attack for 3. If he double blocks, I can shoot another thing. Alright, so that's great, and then I can just play this. Yeah, it worked really well. And now we have a mowing army here. So let's just make this guy unblockable and attack. At this point I can play around Wrath of God. I don't know if those exist, but I might as well. I'm just going to pass. So what I'm going to do is ping this, loot, and cast this, targeting itself. And I can attack for a whole lot. Guess I want to attack with that. Midnight Haunting. Just kill one. And the other. Alright, well, I think we got this one. Apparently, opponent tried to switch decks, but that didn't work. go ahead and end the game here. Alright, so match 2 coming up. Alright, so here we're playing, and it seems pretty good to me. Obviously, an island would be better than the third mountain, but we'll survive. These two creatures are insanely good, especially in combination, and obviously this guy is a house too. This guy was talking about how his deck is so amazing in the chat after the round, so we'll see. The other thing I don't like about these white borderlands, they don't like light up. Usually the land lights up, so you can know that you haven't played a land for the turn. But this doesn't do that, which is kind of lame. Apparently white-blue is where it's at. Alright, I think I play this one face down first. And then this one, can that be right? Depends if he blocks or not, right? If he plays an X2, I'd rather have this in play, I think. Like, I don't think he's likely to call my bluff this early. He probably just trades. Although maybe that's not true, because if I have 4 mana up, are they really going to just block my guy when I attack? Probably not, right? Anyways, let's attack here. Play another one of these. Good old morphs. That is really awkward. Guess I should have played my land first. Whatever. Honestly, I'd rather get this counter than this anyways. This smells of 2-3, but our last opponent did that. Would they really have the same card? Maybe. I have the Bone Dash again, though, so we're in okay shape. I want to play the Scourge, but there's really no point. Because if he can counter this and then untap and counter something, or play something, that's really bad for me. I'd rather just hold up the counter spell, and then next turn, play this. So, like, whatever he plays here, I can just counter. Oh, we apparently have the same exact card, which is kind of funny. Looks like he's holding up Bone to Ash, which is pretty interesting. We'll get an island, I think. Well, pretty much gonna never do anything, seems like. I'm winning on the ground, so might as well not play creatures. Yeah, it definitely has counterspell up. Now, the good news is I can just kill that. So, let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just keep attacking. If he plays something more threatening, I'll try to kill it. If he plays land 3-drop, I'll definitely counter his spell. But no reason to play anything into counterspell here. that'll definitely counter. And then if he plays another creature this turn, well, basically whenever he taps out, I can play Mist Raven. Bounce this guy and keep pressuring him. Seems great. It doesn't even block my creature. It doesn't make any sense. Well, in that case, let's just play this. Can only block creatures with flying, right? So I can just attack for 6 and play a Crafty Path Mage. And there's not much you can do about that. I also have the combo here for their wizard, which is pretty nice. That card's pretty good. If I can just resolve a Mist Raven, though, I think that game's pretty much over. Let's see if this works. Gains protection from the color of your choice. Alright. And the creature get this. So in that case, I think I just cast this on here. I think just try to kill the Sending Haven right now. See, if he has to attack us with this, though, we can really push through a ton of damage. And if he holds it back, we can just make our guy unblockable. Well, that's probably a good draw step. Oh, he tapped. Did he tap out last turn? I don't think he did. I think he had 2 up, so. Yeah, he played Seraph of the Dawn and Face Shield, so he drew Disperse that turn. Yeah. At least he didn't have it in hand. At least we got value off our Lavamancer skill. So I still think he has a counterspell, but I think it's Bone to Ash. And if it's Bone to Ash, you can't counter Burn at the Stake, but if that's true, I think I just play the Crafty Path Mage. Because let's say it's not Bone to Ash, and it's a different counter, and I just had the wrong read. I don't really want him to counter my Burn at the Stake. I'd rather just cast it next turn. So let's just run this into Bone to Ash. Alright, counter target creature spell. Okay. Well, it was a counter spell. But what we can do then is just burn him next turn. Yeah, I think it's worth just trying. And does it resolve? It does. Sweet. Alright. Do I want to change anything? This card's very good. We didn't really see that many X ones. So I don't think we need the Spark Spray against him as of yet. It seemed like all our cards were quite good, so probably want to keep it. I think I'm going to wait just a few seconds before clicking submit just to make him think if or if not I was changing my deck up. Ooh, that's a mulligan if I've ever seen one. On the draw, I think this is a keep. I've got a 2-drop. If I hit the land, I'm in good shape. I have a cycler to help me hit the 3rd land drop. And all my cards are very good. So, if we just don't hit the 2nd land, then, you know, it happens. But looks like we did already, which is pretty exciting. It's even the right color. Alright, well, that's why we kept the hand. If he doesn't have a 3-drop, he's basically out of the game. So, this is kind of interesting, because if he has the complicate, then he can cycle it and get in there, but alternatively, I mean, can I just not cast this? I guess I could just wait, but if he doesn't have it, then I'm really losing a lot of pressure. So I think I just run it into his spell, even though I've seen it. All my other spells are really good, too. Alright, well, I was hoping his hand was kind of weak there. Even so, we get to attack, and that's already quite good. And this way, my Misraven will resolve if I draw an island, so I don't really know what this is. It still looks like the 2-3, but I can just trade if it's the 2-3. Okay, it's Rebuke. Oh, I hadn't seen that one. I guess we had one, but hard to play around everything in this format, obviously. I think I want to hit my land drop, so I'm going to cycle this. And that one will be good once we hit our Inspired Sprite. Alright, well, we're whiffing, but hopefully Screw will beat Flood. That's the plan anyways. I really want this one to resolve. Because then I have the skill. But I think I just jam this into his open mana. Because if I can draw a land, I can just play Scourge of whatever. Okay. So yeah, I think I'll just play this. So he clearly doesn't have a counterspell. He was just representing it. Luckily, Stitch Drake will deal with that. I think I loot here because if the top card is mediocre to bad, I can just get rid of it. And if it's an island, I can get rid of something else. Ooh, it's quite large. Also, I can just kill this soon. Yeah, I don't need that. That one, on the other hand, is quite good. I think I just attack. And then what I do is Mistraven the Rec Room Angel. And if he has a response, then I can use Inspired Sprite and then Harvest Pyre the Rec Room Angel. So we'll kill it for sure. Or at least get off the board, which is fine. Alright, so in this case, I think what we want to do is, I think just ditch the Stitch Drake or Divination. Yeah, I don't need the Divination. Stitch Drake's still pretty good, I think. Although we have to discard creatures for it. Maybe Divination's great, because then it just gives me more things. Nah, I think Divination is going to be good this game. And now I just kill it. Alright, so that was a good turn. Oh, that's pretty brutal. Wish I still had my Misraven. So we can make his guy absolutely enormous. The good news is, if he does so, I can just attack him for a lot. And right now, it looks like he's just holding up a counterspell. No, he's going all in, which makes a lot of sense. He has Disperse, maybe? Let's start with Divination. If he has Disperse, that's 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can jump with Mistraven this turn. And attack for 6, which puts him to 8, and then Skirt Commando should be good enough. Maybe he'll just bounce this, though. If he just pumps this and then disperses, that's 7, then 8, 9. It's still just 10. So, I mean, if he draws land, we're dead, probably. If his last card's disperse. It's quite large. Alright, so... If I attack with this, it's getting through. Unless he disperses it. I think I just attack here. Although, I could also just Inspired Sprite. Just try to hit something. This makes all the creatures lose flying, including this, so it's not that big a deal. But it can also tap all creatures 2 or less, which is most of my creatures. Alright, let's say he has Disperse, which I think he does. If I attack with my 2 ground creatures, he'll probably just block here. And he'll probably disperse this, in which case I can ping that. If he doesn't disperse this and takes 5, then I could have a burn spell, which I don't think he's going to risk. So I think he's going to block this and disperse this, in which case we can then put Lavamancer Skill on this and finish off his Thundercloud so that we can block. I think that's how this turn's going to go. If he just blocks here, it's pretty bad. Okay, well, that's fine. I don't need to do anything until we pass. +2/+2 in first strike. That's absolutely disgusting. I have to draw and discard. Okay, well, I'm not going to get many more turns, so I think I need to play a land this turn. I'm either dead this turn, literally, or almost dead. So I need to take note of his tricks, which are quite a few. Alright, he could just do that, right? He didn't even need to make our creatures lose flying. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty rough. Well, played around a different card. That's fine. I think we can out-tempo this guy pretty well if we just draw a decent hand. He's very slow. So, I think our matchup's pretty good. Yeah, this is fine. That Daily Regiment was a pretty nice one to end with. He almost missed his turn. So we've got Crafty Pathmage and a Bone Dash, and we'll just deal him 1 damage each turn. Sure, why not, I guess. Probably just Bone Dash pretty much anything. It's a decent one. Think we want this in play. This will probably get better, is my thinking. And also, we want to have more creatures in play than him. Like, if he does nothing here, then we'd be in pretty good shape. Okay, so we can just kill that. think we kill it with this. Probably mills us, I would think. In which case, if he hits a creature, he did not, we would be able to Stitch Drake later. Anyways. And we still have ways to interact if he gets a big creature in play this turn. He is not. Okay, so I think here, just attack and then hold up Bone Dash. And if he wants to play the waiting game, I think we're fine with that. That's definitely counterable. And here, guess I just play Fencer Cleek. I could put Lavamancer skill on something. I don't really see the point though. Well, now we can't block it. But this is alright, I think. Okay. I think we just win the race. We just attack with everything. So what happens if I play nothing this turn? And then he does nothing. Then he has Disperse. If I played Dewdrop Spy, then and he has the thing where, oh, if he has the counter spell, then I let him put a counter on this, and then I play Dewdrop Spy. I think that's my play this turn. Because playing this and giving him a free 1/1 is really bad. Alright, so we do this. And he has Island on top. Great. And so, I mean, if one of his cards is counter target creature, his hand is much worse. So that's good for us. So I think here we just try to attack. And if this doesn't work, I'll play 2 creatures post-combat. Alright, sweet. Alright, so match 3 here. This hand's actually very similar to the hand we rolled to last time on 6, but it doesn't have that much interaction. I do have my 2-drop, but I'd much rather go to 6 and try to hit a much more reasonable hand than have to keep a risky one on 7. So let's mull that and get rewarded. Our hand much better here. See if our opponent is white-blue like everyone else. Um, let's see. I don't know if there's any reason to lead with one or the other. I think I'll lead with mountain. It's just a little less tricksy or whatever. So, ooh, that's a scary card. Let's see. No real reason. I could just play island. It doesn't matter. So we're about to take a bazillion damage. So 2 mana 3/3s are good. So I hear. This card's quite good as well. Can't really block it. And we drew a 2-drop on turn 3, right on time. Oh well. I think what's going to be important here is being able to play Mistraven and bouncing whatever he plays to get the Exterminator in. He's going to have a follow-up play clearly, but he is taking damage from the Unholy Fiend, and we're going to be able to... Ooh. That's pretty scary. We're going to be able to get this in there. So, oh, that's actually excellent. So what I can do is attack. When I can play Mistraven and then bounce the Unholy Fiend. Because if he wants to equip Butcher's Cleaver, that's fine. Yeah. Or, actually, you know what I could do? I can attack and then flash an Inspired Sprite and just block the Zealous Inquisitor when he goes to Butcher's Cleave it. Seems like the best play. And if he just doesn't equip, that's fine too. I still have a play. I can just Inspired Sprite. And then play Mistraven and Skirk Marauder. Alright, so he's just going to attack. That makes a lot of sense. Mistravening could have been better, but by doing this, so he has some sort of instant because he didn't equip. Not quite sure what it is. Is he going to kill this? Yep. Alright, I think I will just Mistraven the Unholy Fiend and pass. Or not pass, because I want to attack. Next turn I can play Skirk Marauder and flip it. If he has a land, they can cleave and attack. What if I just play Mistraven and pass? In that case, if he does equip and attack, it is a 2-for-1, but I get his creatures out of play. Which is pretty good. If he doesn't have a land, then he can't really attack, because I just get to trade. If he attacks, he can redirect 2 damage to something, but I can still just double block here. So he redirects 2 damage to Mistraven. And then he does 2 damage to... Well, it's a 2-for-1. He has to tap out. That's not good for me. So I guess just taking 2 is probably okay here. I think I just discard this. think here I attack with both and just kill the cloistered youth. Probably missed 2 damage. I should have maybe attacked last turn, although I still got to loot. So okay, I'm going to kill the cloistered youth before it transforms. So he can Butcher's Cleaver and redirect 1. I think I just take this. So if I can get him down to, I'm at 3, which is part of the problem. What do I do here? This is going to die, unless I just burn at the stake. This picks this off. I got a chump. He Butcher's Cleavers. It's all pretty much bad. I think I gotta just burn at the stake the Weed Pruner. Because I'm not winning the short game here. However, I think I'm going to tap the Inspired Sprite because my hand's quite good. And I don't, well, he can just redirect it to the Inspired Sprite, so it doesn't actually matter. So maybe tap the Mistraven. And just pass. He'll be able to 2-for-1 me. You can redirect 1 to the Skirk Marauder. And then deal 2 here. But I think it's what I have to do. If I can hold up the Bone Dash, if he can't play another creature this turn, we're in very good shape. Or I could redirect both to Mistraven, which is fine too. I'm gonna use this. Discard the mountain. Alright. And if he has another creature, we're in trouble. Ugh. Luckily, that I can just block. So here, I could try to divinate into a land, but if I miss, it's really bad. Probably just pass. Probably attacks me. And then I bone to ash his next play. Yeah, we're definitely countering that. Provoke first strike is pretty bad for me on this board. Let's start with divination. And then I can just play a 2-3. Which will trade, but he has to equip the cleaver. Pretty bad for me. So this is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That doesn't do anything. I'll play my creature and pass. What would I know I could have done something differently this game. Not sure what it was. The cleaver threw off all the math. Even though he never equipped it. This card destroyed me. Inquisitor. I think if I had just 2-4'd myself earlier, I would have been in much better shape. Alright. So that went poorly. I want an Ancient Grudge. I don't know. He did have Cleaver. If he has something else, it's bad. Cleaver's quite good against me. I didn't want to board in against Spear, but I thought I could race it. I think Cleaver is actually less raceable because it just gives lifelink. It has all creatures. So maybe I want Grudge. Do I want a Forest and a Kessig Wolfram? Probably not. I don't know, maybe I don't want to be that reactive. Maybe I just race it, like I said. I did see things that Spark Spray is good against. Is there anything I don't want? He has 5 drops, so this is the worst. I'm going to keep Spark Spray up for now. I only saw 1 creature, and I can bring it in if I see more this game. This hand is a keep. It's not exciting, but if I draw a mountain, it's quite good. And if I can just block with Crafty Path Mage and play a Stitch Drake, that's fine too. Alright. Oh. This is very bad. So I guess he's very aggro. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just play Crafty Path Mage to block, and then just play a Stitch Drake next turn, which should shut him down pretty well. And if this doesn't work, I am very screwed. Okay, so he gets to attack with one creature this turn. It's not too bad. That'll be good when I can cast it. Maybe just kill him with his own Wretched Anurid. I don't think this card's particularly good. Think. Do I just Bone Dash his next play? I think that's a little greedy. Maybe I just kill something. What if I just kill his Abbey Griffin here? No, it's kind of a waste. I think I just do nothing. I mean, obviously it's very suspicious, but that's the one card I didn't want to see. But if I can draw him the land, there we go. So just play this. It's an 8/8. That's ridiculous. Well, definitely I'll block. Let's see. If I just attack with my 8/8, I'll probably block in a way. Maybe I'll just chump with the Wretched Anurid, which is fine. Then I can Mistraven his token. Probably to kill his Mid-Vast Protector as well. Maybe I just Mistraven his token. What if I Mistraven his token and give it Evoke? Then that attacks for 4, 5, 6 because the Anurid puts him at 5. What's he going to do? So Butcher's Cleaver onto something. Maybe this. Attacks for 5, 6, 7. I get to block this. That might be good enough. Because he can't attack with everything because I have a Scourge. So he just attacks with Voice and Order. And then I can rack with Harvest Pyre and kill him with Scourge. I think that works. Like the next turn, if I draw a land, then even if he somehow tries to get out of this. I mean, I'm at a reasonably high life total given the fact that the game is going to be over in a turn or two. Like, I'm probably not going to die this turn. And I'm not dead to removal spell. Unless it's removal spell plus Cleaver. This card's pretty wretched. I have no reason to win this game. I have to block this. I don't really know why he gives it flying there. If he has a pump spell, then I can't beat it anyway, so I just need to block this. Alright, well let's play this creature and see if he concedes. I think, yep, there we go. That's my favorite play online, is just like play the lethal attacker and see if they concede so you don't have to play around something. It's pretty nice. So Spark Spray, he also has the 2/1 flyer. I think that's enough. I've seen two things that I want to deal with relatively early. Bone Dash is okay. Is there anything I don't like? It's a pretty fast matchup. Maybe I'm tapping out too much for Bone Dash. I think I'd rather just kill their creatures than I need to deal with. I haven't seen any one truly dominating creature. I mean, it's been good both games, but I've really wanted to just tap out each turn. Also, he knows I have it, so he might play around it. Oh, that's insanely good. Like, all his creatures are humans, so I could see why this guy is 2-0. I think what we need to do is Mistraven something, or if I can get to Rack with Madness and kill his Scourge Stack Player, that would also be great. Well, this card's good, but it's pretty slow if they don't actually have a wizard. It is really good if they do, though. He is going to draw the Plains. I think what I do here is just Mistraven his Cleric. Attack with both my creatures. If he wants to trade here, I think that's fine. Puts him way behind. This is just going to destroy me otherwise. I think he probably has to make this trade unless he has a 1-drop in hand. Because then I can just shoot it next turn. Alright, well, he has a plan. Maybe his plan is Violet Paw. Play a land to Violet Paw this. So that's not that bad for me. I still have flyers. And honestly, I could just kill his guy. Do I want to play this? I have an Inspired Sprite, so maybe I don't. I think I just attack with everything. That's okay. Alright, well, here's the thing. If I play Inspired Sprite this turn, I can play Stitch Drake and Erdwall Ripper next turn if I draw a land, which I think is probably better than playing Stitch Drake by itself. Well, maybe that's not true. I know he's going to probably play a 2-2 this turn. And if he plays a land as well and has 2 up, I can't really attack with Ripper. But if he just plays it and equips Diviner's Wand, then I can attack with Ripper. I think I have 5 drops in my deck. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a land and play Stitch Drake. Although, do I ever need a 6 land? Yeah, I do. I have the Warlord. But is playing a 6 land next turn beneficial at all? If I draw a 2-drop, I want to cast Rack with Madness, maybe. I think being mana efficient is important here. So I'm going to play the land and play the Inspired Sprite. It's only 1 difference of damage between the Sprite and the Drake. And getting this into play is pretty powerful. That's disgusting. Alright, well. I do Lavamancer skill. Certainly I've seen worse cards. I think I want to cycle the Earthworld Ripper now that it's completely blank. So just I think attack and play a 2-3. I don't really want to show him that I have Lavamancer skill, so I'm not going to play it yet. This is already such a good card that he needs to deal with. So he probably has Violet Paw, I think. Although I drew Burn at the Stake, so let's just cast this. Because I think he was trying to get all our creatures. Right, there we go. Boom. 12 damage. That's pretty good. Don't gain life. Yay. So yeah, we were right about the Violet Paw read. But he is dead. Well, that works quite well, and I don't know why Curse died, but it did. So we removed Curse from play. Alright, see you for match 4 here. Alright, so match 4 here, and we're on the play. And we keep, because we have Traveler's Amulet. Not as good as second land here, but it's going to fix our color just fine. And if we happen to draw the second land, then obviously this Exterminator will be clearly fantastic. And we're not quite that lucky, but that's okay. Definitely getting Island. And we have a couple turns to draw a land. We're probably just playing this next turn, and then we can hopefully Divination and basically just set up a board where Burn of the Stake is going to be good. That's insanely good if we just hit our 3rd land next turn, then Crafty Path Mage is probably going to go the distance. I like the way this guy plays too, because if he plays a small creature here, let's say he plays a 1-2, he can't really attack, because then we just get a trigger. Him attacking here, well, I guess he has no fear. We can't punish him with a removal spell either. Instead, we're just gonna lose. So that's not too exciting, but this turns into a 5/5 that can regenerate. That's not good at all. Don't really know what we're gonna do about that. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna evoke this and attack. We played a spell, so this won't flip. And if this hits, it's bad for him. So he might just trade and get the 2-for-1. If we draw an island now, Stitch Drake holds off his team reasonably well, although we can't stop the Nibelus. We really have to somehow deal with this and have a commanding board presence to not just die. Probably need to have all bricks. Alright, so he has something that gets bigger if I have no creatures. That seems good on this board. And we are dead. Right, so the strategy of not drawing lands didn't work. So it's good to know. I think I'm on the Spark Spray plan of if I see another X1 this game, I'll bring it in for game 3. But as it stands, I mean, our spells seem totally fine against him. He's green-white. Bone Dash is probably going to be good. So I don't see anything wrong with this setup. It's just a little unfortunate how game 1 played out, but it's okay. Sometimes you keep a 2-lander and you miss. Beguiler Will seems absolutely backbreaking if he's green-white. Alright, well, all mountains blue cards. All mountains. Again, I think this is better than going to 5. It's not much better, but I think we have to keep. At least you drew an island, which is nice. Probably play a 2-1 next turn. I think. Burn the Stick's a card. Honestly, just flood the board with idiots and then deal him 12. Seems like a plan. Well, since he's not doing anything, he's in a bad spot, I'm pretty sure. Like, if I can actually just hit him for 6 this turn, we're tempoing pretty hard. Okay. The clock has begun. So we probably need 1 to 2 more creatures in the next 3 to 4 turns. And there it is. So, so far, not been too interactive of a match. We'll see how game 3 goes, because I don't really see us losing this one. Unless something really weird happens. So I think here, I think trading is fine. So just attack with everything. Puts him in lethal range for the burn of the stake. Not that we have to show him it, but it's a good backup plan for him to be dead, I would say. If he does nothing here, he might have like a rebuke or something along those lines, in which case we probably just burn him. The information's bad for him to know about it, but yeah, I mean, if that's what he's doing. I think I just kill him. So if I deal him 2 and he does something. If I knew the format better, I wouldn't do this. I think the information's really bad for me to show him, but I have literally just no idea what's out there. And losing this game would just be awful. So let's just kill him. Okay, so it's good to know that he has Fateful Hour stuff. So getting him to 5 is not necessarily the best play. That being said, I think our deck is still fine. He has a lot of 2s. Do I want a 2-drop just to trade, like a Sunflare Shaman? Might be better than a Bone Dash if he has a lot of small creatures. Do I have any other elementals? Elemental, Vampire. I don't think I really have any elementals, but anyways, it's... I mean, maybe it's just a 2-drop on the draw is good. I think it probably is. I think this card's much better on the play, for obvious reasons. So I think, yeah, I just want to block. And then I think our top end's probably better. This hand's pretty good. Here's a small argument to just playing this on turn 2. Like, let's say he plays a 2-drop. Then I'm probably just going to run this out on turn 2 because it turns on my divination in the sense that I don't have to discard. But we'll see. And then my Inspired Sprite's going to be able to get value out of those extra cards just by being able to discard. It's kind of interesting. Kind of just want to play a 2-drop. I don't, because otherwise I play this on turn 3. Play this on turn 3, and then turn 4 I have the option of killing something with it or playing Inspired Sprite. But if I just do this, next turn I can play Divination. And I have stuff to do with my mana because I'm going to be able to filter. I mean, this almost feels wrong, but I think just playing a 2-1 is good. I'm going to do it. I'll probably regret it, but like, it's so much slower to morph it and do that. Like, let's say I didn't have a ton of action in my hand. Obviously, this play is really bad. Oops. Misclick. So he has a Plains in hand. But even just being able to trade with something is great. Okay, so he 2-3, can't do anything about that. Now we're just in Divination. Our hand is about as clunky as you can get. This card is just going to be excellent, I have a feeling. Well, here's the thing. We can attack, and if he somehow has a trick to get us with this, we can just play a 3-4. Otherwise, we just get our Inspired Sprite in play, which is also fine. Okay. That is a card I wish I had Bone Dash for. This card's not beatable. Wolfhere's Silverheart. Don't really know what we're going to do about that. Why do they print cards like this? This is very frustrating. Well, let's go ahead and loot. It's just comical how good the card is. Maybe I can get to a point where I can Harvest Pirate. Sounds slightly unlikely though. Alright, so we do this. If we can play Beguiler of Wills or something along those lines, maybe we can catch up. I'm going to loot. And I think I just need to play Markov Warlord to just chump. Next turn I can play 2 creatures. And time to double chump. Exciting times. Right, we just need a Wrath of God and then we can win. That's the plan. Ooh. That is almost good enough. The problem is, it's not. Wouldn't even be big enough to kill the wolf or Silverheart. Is there anything I can draw into? Like, I can just chump. Like, I could block. I have to block this and this. And I can also block that. So I might as well just play my 2 creatures. And then use my Inspired Sprite. And if I can Harvest Pyre, maybe I can set up some sort of blocks next turn. Like if I block here, here, and here, then next turn I can block here and Harvest Pyre this and block this somehow. If I have Scourge, and he does nothing this turn, I think that's the only line where we're gonna win this game. But might as well try. So do this, this, and this. And looks like we're going to die. Oh, nice. Ah, burn at stake. Excellent. Alright. Well, my plan was ruined. He had something anyways. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, I think this format was interesting. Welfare Silverheart, kind of the biggest beater. But thanks for watching the whole thing, and I hope it was enjoyable for you. And catch you next time. All right.